محكوم عليه فيما هو في علم وعمل وقد نشرت أسباب السعادة لأهلها فأشهد يا الله قلوبنا أقدارك حتى تنعم في أنوارك ونرضى عن أحكامك فنصبح بالرضا من خواص خدمك إنك على كل شيء قدير. Shaykh is saying رضي الله عنه فيا الله أنت الحكم والله you are the arbiter الذي حكمت على العوالم who has ruled the world وهي في علمك ruled the world while still in your pre-eternal knowledge. Once, brother, you understand this pre-eternal knowledge, Shaykh here is reminding us of our basic aqidah. فَيَا Allah, O Allah, أنت الحكم. You are the arbiter, the ruler. الذي حكمت على العوالم, who has decided, issued your rule on everything in these worlds, وهي في علمك, while still in your pre-eternal knowledge, وهي في علمك, وخصصتها بإرادتك. When Allah had decided something, He gave it its own specifications. For example, today judge, when you create the law or create something, the judgment, you tell how the judgment is going to be implemented. So these are the specifications. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala وخصصتها بإرادتك, and decided its specification, how it's going to be implemented. وأبرزتها, that's in His pre-eternal knowledge subhanahu wa ta'ala. All these things, the judgment and the specification of the judgment in His pre-eternal knowledge. وأبرزتها بقدرتك, the judgment, you have displayed it, you have disclosed it by your power, by your ability. We know that nothing is new. Nothing, what you see, is new. It's all predetermined, and Allah just subhanahu wa ta'ala disclosed it. It's all there in fil ilm al-qadim. It's all in His pre-eternal knowledge. Never imagine any new knowledge for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's all in His pre-eternal knowledge. فَكُلُّ شَيْءٍ فِي الْوُجُودِ مَحْكُومٌ عَلَيْهِ. Everything in this universe is determined. فِيمَا هُوَ مِنْ عِلْمٍ وَعَمَلٍ. Anything in this universe, whether it is knowledge or action, has been determined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَقَدْ نَشَرْتَ أَسْبَابَ السَّعَادَةِ لِأَهْلِهَا. Now how do you know what is good, what is bad? You have shown us the signs or the reasons of happiness, and you showed it to people. Like Shaykh said now, we are in Jannah. You see the reasons for going to Jannah. Allah showed us the reason for going to Jannah by bringing us to His presence here, bringing us to His pleasures, facilitating His knowledge subhanahu wa ta'ala. So all these are signs of where you are heading, or where He is heading us, where He is taking us. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So we feel comfortable about what we see, what we recognize, Allah is taking us. فأشهد يا رباه قلوبنا أقدارك. Oh Allah, let our hearts witness your arrangements. That you recognize, oh, that's His arrangement. That's His arrangement. Tertibo. Say it in Arabic. Very common word among the Arabs in Damascus. Tertibo, that's His arrangement. Because you discover it, you recognize his arrangement. حتى نتنعم في أنوارك, so that we enjoy your rules ونرضى عن أحكامك, and accept your rules. فنصبح بالرضا, by this acceptance we become من خواص خدمك, we become of your special servants. إنك على كل شيء قدير. Then the Shaykh radiallahu anhu mentioned his name after al-Hakam, arbiter. He is subhanahu wa ta'ala al-Adl, the just. Arbitration, judges need to be just. And remember, with justice, subhanallah, justice might be too hard for us, or it might take us. ولو يؤاخذ الله الناس ما كسبوا ما ترك عليها من دابة. You've been taken by justice, you see nothing on earth. Al-Hakam, the arbiter, the just, Al-Adl. After the just, subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is Al-Latif al-Khabir. Al-Latif al-Khabir, he is so kind, so expert of what we do. وَكَفَى بِرَبِّكَ, we read the ayah yesterday, وَكَفَى بِرَبِّكَ بِذُنُوبِ عِبَادِهِ خَبِيرًا بَصِيرًا. Enough for you, Lord, that he, in the sins of his servants, he is so expert, he is so gentle and expert. Latif, Khabir. You know exactly the situation, and you take them by mercy, by his kindness, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, subhanallah, these four names bring us, or reasons for our survival until now. Reasons that we have not been taken by justice. لا تؤاخذنا, ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا. Oh God, do not take us by your justice if we err, or if we forget. So Al-Hakam, Al-Adl, make the decision, subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is just, at the same time, he is Al-Latif, Al-Khabir. Al-Adl, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, وتمت كلمة ربك صدقا وعدلا. The word of your Lord has been completed in full truthfulness and justice. لا مبدل لكلماته. No one can change his word. No one can change the verdict. Issue. That's it. Al-Adl, the just, فهو الذي لا يظلم ولا يجور. He is the one who does not oppress or do any wrong. وهو المنزه عن الظلم والجور في أحكامه. He is the one who transcends above oppression or wrongdoing in his rulings and actions. فهو الذي يعطي كل ذي حق حقه. He is the one who serves the right properly. You take your rights. You will enjoy your rights. He will not prevent you whatever is your right. فهو الذي يعطي كل ذي حق حقه ويضع كل شيء موضعه. He is the one, subhanahu wa ta'ala, who put things into proper places. ولا يصدر منه إلا العدل. Nothing comes out of him except justice. As we said, inequity never applies to al-haq subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's all too human. وكما يقول الإمام الغزالي في وصفه, Imam Ghazali described his name al-Adl, أنه لن يعرف العادل من لم يعرف عدله ولا يعرف عدله من لا يعرف فضله. لن يعرف العادل من لم يعرف عدله. You will not know the arbiter or the just unless you recognize his justice. Once you recognize his justice, you say he is the just. ولا يعرف عدله من لا يعرف فضله. Again, you will not recognize his justice unless you know his grace and favor. If only justice, you have to recognize what is other than justice. You have to recognize what is the favor, what is the grace. Well, if he judged you, sentenced you for something, then say, okay, I forgive you. You know the grace. You will not know the justice until you know what the grace is. You will not know the black color until you know what white looks like. So things are known by contrast. Again, Imam Ghazaleh said, لن يعرف العادل من لم يعرف عدله. You will not know the just until you recognize his justice. ولا يعرف عدله من لا يعرف فضله. And you will not recognize his justice until you recognize his favor and grace. So you know there is something called the grace in this case, only then you know that he has been just. فمن أراد أن يفهم هذا الوصف, whoever wants to understand this description, ينبغي عليه أن يحيط علما بأفعال الله تعالى من أعلى ملكوت السماء إلى منتهى الثرى. Whoever wants to recognize this description, عليه أن يحيط علما بأفعال الحق عز وجل. If you need to know that he is just or know his justice, you need to fully be aware of his actions subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we can never be fully aware of why or what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is doing from the top heaven to the lowest earth. وعلى السالك إلى الله, the seeker of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, حتى يتخلق بأنوار هذا الاسم الشريف, to recognize this noble name, عليه أن يكون عدلا في أحكامه. You have to be just in your rulings. Every one of us does his own ruling. Every one of us has his own family, his own business, his own community. All of us issued ruling. You do this, you do not do this. The first one you rule is yourself. The first one that stands in line is yourself. عليه أن يكون عدلا في أحكامه. You have to be just in your ruling, in your actions. فلا يظلم أحدا. So you do not do wrong to anyone. And doing wrong or not, it's only you who can tell if you have done your brother wrong or not. You are sensitive enough to know what hurts your brother or not. ويعدل بين روحه ونفسه. He becomes just between his spirit and his self. His self wants its own desires. His spirit is angelic. Wants to transcend to the levels of angels. Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّ لِجِسْمِكَ عَلَيْكَ حَقًّا. Your body has rights on you. وَإِنَّ لِأَهْلِكَ عَلَيْكَ حَقًّا. Your family has rights on you. فَآتِ كُلَّ ذِي حَقٍّ حَقًّا. Give everyone his own rights. Spend the right properly. فَيُعْطِي لِلْرُوحِ رُتْبَةَ الشَّرَفِ. So once you rule between your spirit and self, give the spirit the rank of honor. رُتْبَةَ الشَّرَفِ. Make your spirit the ruler. Give it the upper rank. ويعطي للنفس رتبة الأدب. Allahu Akbar. When you issue the ruling, give your nafs, if your nafs is okay, give her the rank of adab. Or you are mu'addab nafs, you take this certificate. You issue a ruling, you are mu'addab. For the spirit is always mu'addab, doesn't have to follow the adab or recognize adab. So you give it the honor, the rank of honor, the certificate of honor for your spirit. It's angelic. أما وكذلك يجب عليه أن لا يعترض على أحكام وأفعال وتدابير مولاه, and he should not object to the rulings, actions and arrangements of his master subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether this goes in line with his desires or not. So the salik, so the salik, the seeker of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to know that you recognize this name, you should never object the rulings or actions or arrangement of your Lord. Whether these rulings or actions or arrangements are in line with your desires or not. Many times against yourself. Why? You start to ask this question, why is that? Nafs, it's not for you to say why. Immediately, bring your nafs back to the right spot, to the right positioning. لأن مرادك هو الحق, because your ultimate object, your ultimate goal is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not, your ultimate goal is not to satisfy your nafs. فتجلى يا رباه لي بنور نفسك العدل بنور اسمك العدل. Oh Allah, present yourself to me by the nur of your name, the just, حتى أعدل بين روحي ونفسي, so I become just between my soul, my spirit, and nafs, وجسمي, and my body. Just give everything, body, mind, and soul, give them everyone its own right. فأنال سر الخلافة عنك, only then I get the secret of al-khilafa, vicegerency, a representative, come to your vicegerent on earth. Why Khalifa? Khalifa, the first thing when you say Khalifa, the first thing that comes to mind is justice. You are Khalifa, you are in charge, so the first thing that comes to mind is justice. You establish justice. So the Shaykh again is making the dua, فَتَجَلَّى يَا رَبَّهُ, Allah will present yourself to me by the nur of your name, just, حَتَّى أَعْدِلَ بَيْنَ رُوحِي وَنَفْسِي وَجِسْمِي, so I become just between my spirit, my nafs, and my body. فَأَنَالَ سِرَّ الْخِلَافَةِ, as a result, I get the secret of the vicegerency. I become your true vicegerent, your true Khalifa. وَأَتَلَقَّى مَدَدَ الْمَعُونَةِ مِنْكَ, and I get the madad of help from you. لِأَحْظَى بِرِضَاكَ, so I get your satisfaction. مَعَ الْأَخْيَارِ وَالْأَبْرَارِ, with those whom you have blessed in the Jannat al-Na'im. فأنت يا الله رفعت قوما, you Allah has raised some people, وخفضت آخرين بالعدل, and you have lowered others by your justice. قدرت في الأزل فريقا في الجنة وفريقا في السعير, from pre-eternity you have arranged that some of people go to Jannah and some go to hellfire.